special guest, Kathy Arden. I've read somewhere that you went through this weight battle, and you quoted the fact you put on a pound for 25 years, I mean, one a year for 25 years. And I was like, well, to me, that's a diet. So I didn't really understand what the problem was. You know, £1 a year for 25 years, I would happily take that.
Well, it's more about health and how that impacts your health. And it can. 25 pounds can wreak havoc on your health. The C-reactive protein levels, heart disease is the #1 killer of women in America. So my desire to be healthy has nothing to do with fitting into a certain size. I'm too rebellious for that. But it is all about being healthy. I want to be there for my kids.
One of your dearest friends was Elizabeth Taylor, and she obviously very sadly passed away recently. You were one of the very few people, one of 40 people who went to her funeral. What was that experience like for you?
It still doesn't... I mean, I still feel like she's here, and she always will be. What an incredible person. Heroic in so many ways.
Proper star.
Oh, absolutely. In every way. And that's what I really hope she is remembered for who she is, her courage, what she did, the fight against HIV/AIDS, and continued to do throughout her life, despite death threats and all sorts of nonsense, to see what she did in 76 in Entebbe with Idi Amin and the Jewish hostages, that she contacted the Israeli government and offered herself. And they said, well, thank you, we've got a plan, but we're going to hang on to this in case we need it. Unfortunately, the IDF Special Forces was able to be successful, but just quietly, what she continued to do, so much untruths have been written about her. And
what was the biggest misconception? As somebody who knew her so well, what was the thing that really annoyed you the most about the way she was caricatured?
You know, people always said she was dying, and they always focused on that. And she was so vibrant, so full of life, so smart and brilliant. To experience her in her business meetings, this is a woman who would not hide behind representatives. She would not hide behind lawyers. You knew where you stood with Elizabeth. So direct, so honest, so genuine, and so on top of all of her affairs.
It sounded a remarkably moving, uplifting occasion, actually, her funeral. Was it like that? That's what I was told by people who were there.
It was very surreal. I think none of us really had really come to grips with what it was. But it was beautiful. Her family is amazing, and it was such a gorgeous tribute, a beautiful tribute. She loved her family so much, an amazing mother. And I think that's what many people don't know about her. But just an extraordinary person. There's so much for all of us to learn from her.
I totally agree. She'd be greatly missed. Because you're one of the very few people who've ever come on my show and not wanted to promote anything overtly or even surreptitiously, I've decided to award you a free promotional moment.
Oh.
So you now have, not that you need it, because as I keep saying, you've got a business worth $1.4 billion, but given I'm now giving you a chance as a reward for not coming on demanding I do something, over to you. What would you like to, what are you up to at the moment? What's the thing you're pushing now?
Well, our business is about solutions. Our mission started with finding solutions for families, especially busy moms. It's expanded to finding solutions for people in business and finding solutions for people in love. We've recently launched our collection of wedding gowns. And 7 years of rejection with a gentleman named Steve Lang from Mom Cherie. And 7 years of him saying no. People said, why do you bother? Why don't you find someone else? It had to be the best. When you're talking about someone's wedding day, you can't mess it up. It's got to be the best. Today, we've recently launched Kathy Arden Weddings by To Be, and it's a great relationship.
So I get the feeling talking to you that there's a quiet satisfaction that many, many people in your life and career have not mocked you, but slightly not taken you seriously enough. And here you are, you've arrived at this place where you are having the last laugh in spectacular fashion. Do you feel, what do you feel, vindicated? Do you have a little laugh at them now?
You know, it was interesting because for years we were building our brand very quietly. I was okay as a model, but by the time we started our brand, I was fading out. And we were able to really enjoy that privacy and build it quietly. Forbes outed our brand as the $1.4 billion brand, and people started asking questions, and they did stop laughing. They started clocking and copying, and that's great. I think it's a wonderful compliment.
If you could write your own obituary headline in 60, 70 years, I mean, you're sure you're going to live forever, what would it be? Not just a pretty face?
Oh,
Do you like that?
I'd say a slow learner, hopefully tough. I think that's a compliment, and it's important, and you've got to be tough. Business is tough.
Well, Kathy Allen, slow learner, so slow you managed to amass $1.4 billion as a business. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.